Good morning to all of you. Here is a session to explain the topic ozone depletion in the stratosphere. This is coming as almost the last topic of the last lesson, that is environmental issues. So, my dear bio students, please have a discussion on this topic right now. So, I welcome you all for this session of biology. Now, what do you know about ozone? Ozone is actually a gas which is having three atoms of oxygen. It is mainly getting formed in the stratosphere layer of the Earth's atmosphere. I hope you know the different layers of the Earth's atmosphere, that is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. Now, basically, we have two types of ozones. One is known as good ozone, the other one is known as bad ozone. Now, let us see what is meant by these good ozone and bad ozone. Now, good ozone is something which is formed in the stratosphere layer of the Earth's atmosphere, and that is helping in the shielding of the harmful UV radiations of the sun. Whereas bad ozone, on the other hand, is getting formed in the troposphere layer of the Earth due to the action of certain chemicals in the presence of sunlight. Okay, that certain chemicals that we are liberating will be actually combining with the sun's rays, and then it will be causing the formation of bad ozone. Is that clear to you? So good ozone is always helping us, whereas bad ozone is deadly poisonous to humans. Now we can say that there is a layer of ozone that is getting formed, which is known as the ozone layer. That is very important as far as we humans are concerned. Now, how do you measure the thickness of ozone? The ozone thickness is actually measured in a unit known as Dobson unit. Okay, let us move on to the formation of ozone. Let us see how this ozone is getting formed. The formation and degradation of ozone is taking place in the stratosphere layer of the Earth's atmosphere, specifically by the action of ultraviolet radiation. Now, in the stratosphere layer, the molecular oxygen, that is having the formula O2, will be splitting up into nascent oxygen, that is simply O, that is oxygen atom, under the action of UV radiation. So, the equation will be O2 in presence of UV radiation will form O plus O, it is nascent oxygen. Now, in the stratosphere, the UV radiation will cause the photodissociation of ozone. Ozone means O3 into molecular oxygen and nascent oxygen, that is O3 in the stratosphere under the effect of UV radiation will be splitting up into O2 and nascent oxygen, but this O2 and O will quickly combine and forms the ozone. Is that clear to you? So there is actually a balance between the production of ozone and the degradation of ozone in the stratosphere. Actually, the ozone layer is like a shield which is protecting the earth from the harmful rays of the sun. Now, we all are hearing about ozone hole, isn't it? So all are hearing different types of ozone holes and things like that. So now let us move on to what is meant by ozone hole. See, actually, it is formed by the thinning of this ozone layer near the Antarctica region, and the first ozone hole was detected in the Antarctica in 1985, but it also occurs over the Arctic region in 1990. Okay, now how this hole is getting formed? See, we are using different types of chemicals, and as a result, these chemicals will go to the upper layers of the atmosphere, and along with that, the oxygen is also combining to form ozone. Now, due to the excess use of the CFCs, which is a very important ozone depleting agent, what happens is that the chlorine in CFC will combine with the oxygen, and gradually it will degrade the oxygen from the ozone layer. That it will destroy the ozone layer and as well as cause the depletion of ozone layer. Now, you may be wondering why this Arctic and Antarctic region is receiving this ozone hole, because the human population is very low in this region. Then how come these holes are going and created over there? The answer to this question is that whatever things we are generating from different countries are moving to the places like poles because of the wind. The direction of the wind will take up these chemicals to the polar region. You know that in the polar region the temperature is very low. Due to this low temperature, usually the atmosphere is actually frozen. So what happens is that all these ozone depleting substances that we are using in different parts of the country is slowly moving to this region, and they will be stuck in that, actually, that frozen atmosphere of this Arctic and Antarctic region. Now during springtime, when the sun comes out, the rays of the sun will have UV rays which will again split this oxygen, and then it will react with this chlorine of the CFCs will react with the oxygen of the ozone and cause the depletion of ozone. That is the reason why though we are liberating more and more chemicals from this region, the action is found in the Antarctic and Arctic region. Okay, so that is how ozone hole is getting created. Yeah, so let's see how what are the effects of this ozone hole. Okay, now actually what is effect of this ozone hole or creation of ozone hole or depletion of ozone layer? It is actually resulting in the increased amount of UV rays entering into the Earth's atmosphere. And as a result, what happens, UV radiations are very, very harmful. It will cause mutations in living organisms. Mutation means sudden change that occurs in the DNA of the living organism. Especially a type of UV rays called UVB rays are very, very harmful, which is damaging the DNA of living organisms. It is producing mutation in living organisms. Thirdly, it is causing aging in humans. Fourth, it will also cause skin irritations. Then types of skin cancers are also caused. Then especially the cornea of the eyes will absorb this UVB radiation, and high dose of this UVB radiation cause inflammation of cornea, which is resulting in a very, very important disorder called snow blindness. Snow blindness, SNOW, snow blindness. Then UV radiation can also lead to cataract, and exposure of this UV radiation to eye can permanently damage the cornea. So these are the important, very, very important effects of ozone layer depletion. So in this particular effect, very, very important part is the snow blindness. Questions are often asked for the board exam. What is snow blindness? How is it caused? So that term is very important when you study. Please have more concern for that particular disease. How is it caused? Isn't clear to you?